yesterday. Somebody in my family sent it to me and said, have you seen this? No, Jacqueline, I hadn't, but thanks for bringing it to my attention. Immediately sent it to my staff and said, can we check this out? It's not a deep fake, right? Because it's kind of scary. No, it is actually real. Butler County Sheriff Richard Jones, he held a press conference. He had just gotten back from the National Sheriff's Association annual winter conference in D.C., and Christopher Wray, the FBI director, updated them and has convinced them that a terror attack is imminent in the United States. Now, I can't imagine what that might be coming from. How could terrorists get in? Did they overstay their visas again? He said it's going to happen here. It's going to be all hands on deck. We want you to be concerned now. You're a fool if you don't listen. So the FBI director warned that terror threats are at an unprecedented level against the United States, even compared to the weeks leading up to September 11th. So we have more warnings than we did before September 11th. He said the Chinese hackers are ready to wreak havoc on crucial U.S. infrastructure, such as American water treatment plants, electrical grids, oil, natural gas pipelines, and transportation systems to disrupt our daily lives if the U.S. and China ever go to war. Wray first publicly revealed this last week at a U.S. House committee. It was a hearing, and he said there's been far too little public focus on a cyber threat that affects every single American. China hacking force outnumbers the FBI cyber and intelligence analyst at least 50 to 1. Some attacks are already happening. He was advised by the FBI, and he knows it firsthand because he's seen it in Butler County. It's been happening now for years. Listen to what he said.
Now, getting to where we've been attacked here in Butler County. You're going to think, well, we've never been attacked. We have. The Russians attacked our system, our electronic system, our computer system. They hacked it. They also are trying to hack, just not ours. And we were down for 2 months, just a paper. Hacked our dispatching, hacked everything. Now, was that to help us? No, it wasn't to help us. It was to hurt us and cause chaos. As we speak today, the Russians are still attacking our computer system, just like they're attacking most of yours. But I want the public to know this. The Chinese tried to attack our cyber system here in Butler County, which includes everything that we have, dispatching for police and fire, 5 times a day. I want to repeat that. 5 times a day. The Iranians are attacking our computer system and trying to hack it 3 times a day. I want to repeat that. 3 times a day. Now, are they doing that to help us and be our friends? No, they're not. They're trying to disrupt everything that we do.
So you can not listen. You cannot believe. But it is always better to believe. I had this argument years ago. Stu was with me in 1999 on WABC. Conservatives said that I was a Clinton supporter because I was warning about Osama bin Laden. And I said, I'm telling you, within 10 years, blood, body, and buildings will be on the streets of New York, and it will have his name on it. Will you be able to take it seriously then? They didn't like me too much. But people don't usually like people who tell them the truth. So what is he doing about it? I will tell you, I want to get him on the air because I think every sheriff's department should do this. You know what saved Israel? It wasn't the army. They didn't have time. It was just too much. It was overwhelming. It was the local police, or their version of our local sheriff, and the citizens that had guns. That's what saved Israel. And it will be the same thing. Our government is trying to take your gun. I'm telling you now, make sure you stand up for the Second Amendment, because when chaos comes, Well, let me just have him explain it. Listen to this. He's ordered AR-15 rifles immediately into every single cruiser, not just a few, along with ammunition and clips. And I can guarantee you he didn't order clips in there. Magazines, yes. Clips, no. But that's just a stupid writer. The sheriff's office is also changing how it trains staff and civilians. They've ordered more hazmat equipment with plans to expand their current hazmat team of 10. He's also planning to expand their Citizens on Patrol program. In addition, signups have just opened up for the public to start training May 17th through the 18th to help respond to national disasters and attacks. The class is called When Disaster Strikes, Prepare, Act, and Survive, which is a lot different than, what is it? If an attack comes into your school or your office, you're supposed to hide, cower, and cry. Oh, I think and die is in there too. This one is Prepare, Act, and Survive. It's designed to teach and encourage community members impacted by a disaster to prepare, to take preservation actions, and to perform as appropriate light searches and rescue response to aid their family and other community members in the immediate aftermath of a natural disaster or human-made incident. You have to expect that they will do something with chemicals or drugs and train derailments, he said. What will people do if their cell phones don't work? People will freak out. They can't call anybody. We are not prepared for things like that. Finally, somebody is saying this with all the crap that we are arguing back and forth about, who's going to be elected and what's going to happen. And gee, they spent $90 billion. My question is there a $90 billion thing that we could buy that would be more well spent than covering the shoe stores and the clothing stores in Ukraine? Yeah, I think there is. I think there might be something. Have we even hardened everything in case of an EMP attack? What are we doing? Well, we don't have the resources. Bull crap, you don't have the resources. How much money do you have to spend before you say, you know what, that's enough. We got it covered. We can cover it with that. $90 billion you just shipped overseas. You don't think anything could be done here? We should be looking for terrorists. We should maybe, I don't know, preparing our communities, hardening our water supplies. Sheriff says he plans to announce more proposals at 11 a.m. press conference on Wednesday. Jones said the first responders, including law enforcement, will be frontline defense for attacks on U.S. soil, just like it was on September 11th. Some of those who want to harm us are already living among us, and the military and the National Guard can't be just instantly activated. We're going to train with local police for terrorist attacks. We're going to be the Army, Marines, Air Force, National Guard. We have to train people to be better prepared for attacks. People were trained to keep local communities safe. You don't think you're going to be attacked by terrorists. We have to train as though the military is not coming to help us. The National Guard is not coming to help us. Everyone will be on their own. I want the public, I want you to know the terrible spot you're in right now. Pay attention to what you see, where you see it. There are people here who don't like us. Asked if this was just Doomsday Jones to encourage racial discrimination and profiling of foreigners by calling for closed U.S. borders. Oh, my gosh. Who would ask that question? Who would ask that question other than an elitist in the press? He said, you don't have to believe me at all. You don't have to be trained in firearms. When I call you, go hide in your basement. Build a safe room. Good luck to you. I give you the information, but if you don't like what I say, don't vote for me. Fire me. Don't elect me. But I've been elected 5 times, and I'm concerned with about my country and the people who are living here legally. I love this sheriff, Richard Jones. I don't know exactly what he was told. I don't know how different it is. It sounds very different. I've been doing this, since September 11th. I've been talking about these kinds of things, and I know that I have heard Christopher Wray say several times, we are on the verge of a major attack. Does that help the border? No. No. Why wasn't Christopher Wray called at least to testify in front of the Senate? Why wasn't his name at least invoked while they were trying to pass the border bill and make it all about Ukraine protecting their frickin' borders while leaving ours wide open? While we're sending money to Israel, we're dropping bombs on Iran-related institutions. China ain't a friend of ours. Russia's not a friend of ours. And we're letting them all in. If you don't think an attack is coming, you're fooling yourself. We'll have more on this hopefully tomorrow, but please begin to prepare. Please begin to prepare. Back in just a second.